I now allow myself 2 or 3 days to be down about anything. I mean, obviously, I lost both parents. I lost my sister. At 6, she was 60, and I had to pull the plug. I mean, I had the living will for her and every member of my family. Those things are life events you're going to have to go through, but I was able to get through them. Probably a little more, shall we say, or less emotionally, or got a grip on it, because I had already gone through what I considered the worst thing anybody could go through. I consider. Some people say, oh no, there's much worse you can go through. But for me, like I said, you have to focus on yourself, because you're not dealing with anybody but yourself. So what I learned from it is that you have to make a choice. I consider. Some people say, oh no, there's much worse you can go through. But for me, like I said, you have to focus on yourself because you're not dealing with anybody but yourself. So what I learned from it is that you have to make a choice. Are you going to live and feel sorry for yourself for the rest of your life? And by the way, and I know a couple of people have done this in their life, not with my situation, but whatever things they've been through, they're just always in that realm. They're always, if only this guy hadn't done this to me, if only my parents, had done something different, if only my parents had, why did they finish paying for my college or whatever? They fall back on it as an excuse. And I'm not saying those things don't exist. There's plenty of people I can blame for things. And by the way, I mean, I give credit where credit is due, but once it's done, there's nothing you can do about that except make a choice to not harm yourself anymore and move on, if you know what I mean. That's the gift I got out of it. Get off your butt, quit whining about it mentally, quit the self-pity. I will say it made me an activist. The doctor involved was guilty of really killing the child. It was a huge, super controversial case there. And it was in Canada, and you can't sue. There's no malpractice. So he was prosecuted by the Crown, and I had to drive there. I was in Chicago in my job with the PR firm, driving to Toronto every couple months to appear before in the courtroom. And I just learned a lot. I learned, geez, nothing is easy. It was horrifying to have to keep confronting it. But I thought, if this man, who it turned out later when it was in the newspaper, the Toronto Star, that was my first booking. I called the Toronto Star. And I wanted to tell the story so that, he was a horrible doctor. And he wasn't my doctor. He was the guy on call, socialized medicine. And so many women, or maybe 11 women or something, called the paper and said, I had Dr. Hannawell and he did that to me. Something similar happened. So later on, what I realized was it didn't make me feel good that it happened to other people, but it did make me feel good that, aha, I looked under a rock and here comes something crawling out that now he has to at least admit, other people know about it. It's in a big story in the paper. And a lot of women did come forward. So I feel like I helped change something. And in doing that, it's not, it wasn't for a conceited reason or this is all about me. It was, I had to say, he didn't, my son's name was Scott Leslie, and I thought Scott didn't die in vain because he stopped this man. Maybe it was just my justification, but I do feel that it happened for a reason. I feel like everything happens for a reason. A lot of people agree and a lot of people don't. They go, that's not true. That's, people just tell themselves that. But I do feel that everything's meant to be for one reason or another. So that's my answer to that.